And let's rock and roll. Sheed. So, good morning, good afternoon, good morning or good afternoon. I think for those of you in India, it's in the afternoon. Here, it's still good morning. So nice to see you, Sheed. I imagine a lot of people are going to be at work, but this is something that's made for a better moment for people in the Far East. I wonder if Belrose is going to connect from Australia as well. So it's great to see you all. Good evening, Lukash. So good morning, Lukash, and Vitali as well. That's brilliant. 40, and we've got vibes as well. That's wonderful to see you all. Thank you all for coming. So let's see. The first thing I'm going to do is this is a live for everyone, yeah, vibes. The first thing I want to do is, I got a question here from for learn. I was thinking about providing this instead of doing the comment on the comments videos. So Abid, great to see you. That's really nice to see you, and Manny as well. So hi Sibel and Manisco. That's wonderful. And Tomek, great. It's ages since I've seen you, Tomek. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to look at is the difference between footfall, footstep, and footmark. Okay, so a footfall, I think to me, firstly, is the sound of somebody stepping. So I could hear his footfalls disappearing in the distance. Yeah, or the footfall, the number of people that go into a shop. So this shop is in a very good position because there's a very high footfall. Yeah, there are a lot of people go past. Yeah, I think a footstep is, it can be the sound that you hear. I could hear his footsteps, or I took one footstep to the right or one footstep to the left. This last one, I wouldn't say footmark, I would say footprint. And this is what you see in the sand. So, yeah, I went for a walk and left footprints in the sand. Okay, next one is this populace and population. I think populace, firstly, I think it could be a synonym in many cases for population. But I think also we very often use populace to talk about the general public. I'm sorry to hear you're exhausted, Abid. Okay, and the population. The population are just all of the people. Yeah, so I think the populace can be all of the people, but I think populace as well very often for Joe Public. And then finally, content and contentment. I think the first thing is I feel content. This is an adjective. I feel a lot of contentment. Yeah, so contentment is a feeling of content. Of content. You can you can play this game to your heart's content. So to your heart's content, to your heart's satisfaction. It's a noun there, but it's quite unusual. So I think the meaning is the same, but contentment a noun and content an adjective. So now we're going to get back to do some of what I normally do in live streams. This is an article about gut feelings. Yeah, it says intuition. Yeah, it's about intuition, and it says, when is it right to trust your gut instincts? Very often we say a gut instinct or a gut feeling. So let me read, and you need to find the word to fit in the gap as per usual. So intuition is often approved, flattered, lauded, blessed as the key to decision making. Great to see you, Belrose. You are the instigator of this live stream. So intuition is often approved, flattered, lauded, blessed as the key to decision making. Should you always follow your gut, or is it more complicated? Okay, so I think here the meaning that they're looking for is something like praised, and we've already got an answer from Vitali, who's always very quick off the mark. So intuition is often approved, flattered, lauded, or blessed. So let's see. Okay, and Sheed goes for approved. So we've got Vitali for lauded and Sheed for approved. And Manny goes for approved and Patricia goes for lauded. Okay, and Manji for lauded as well. So, key question. What is the preposition with approved in this sense? And Vibes goes for lauded, he's less sure. Manisco goes for flattered and Quarenta for lauded. Okay, so let's see. To approve, let's see, without a preposition, my manager approved my project. He said yes, exactly Vibes. Yeah, but to approve of means to have a good opinion of something. So the government approved a new piece of legislation. Exactly, but I don't approve of this piece of legislation. That's really good, Vibes and P and Manny. Thank you. So what does this word to flatter mean? It's definitely not approved. Intuition is often approved of, maybe, but no, as the key. So to flatter, to be really nice to somebody insincerely, to say nice things very often because you want someone. Laud, thank you Vitali, I love it, is derived from the Latin laudare. Yes, and notice we also have the word to applaud. Yeah, and if you applaud something, you think it's really good. So to laud something, to say that it's a really good thing. Yeah, so definitely lauded is the right answer. Okay, it was lauded as key to decision making. And blessed, well, to bless, this is much more spiritual. Okay, you were nearly there, Vibes. You get it right this in the next one. Yeah, that's good. To bless is something that a priest does. The priest bless the praise. Like to praise insincerely. That's exactly it. To flatter is to praise insincerely. Or if you like, to laud insincerely as well. Okay, so a good verb for you to learn. I think to laud is probably on the more formal side, but yeah, I laud the hard work that you all do. Applaud, plaudits as well, same etymology. To flatter, I love it, Lukash. To kiss up to, it's a really good one. Okay, when asked about the beginning, source, genesis, supplier of his genius, Albert Einstein had no doubts. I believe in intuitions and inspirations. I sometimes feel that I'm right. I do not know that I am, he told the Saturday Evening Post in 1929. I think this one's quite an easy one, and I think you're all going to get it. To butter up to, I love that one, yeah. To butter up to kiss up to, I love it. And P goes for sauce, and so does Manny, and so does Quarenta. And Sheed, I have a feeling you're all going to get this one right. Yes, as I said, this one was easy. The beginning. The beginning just means the start of something. Yeah, and Vitali goes for source as well. The genesis of something. Manji for source as well. So this was the genesis of... I don't know, the genesis of something. Yeah, the very point at which it began. So veggie, hi veggie, you've gone for sauce as well. A supplier is much more commercial. To kowtow, I love that as a synonym for flatter. So this one was sauce and this one was easy. So I'm going to go on to the next one. To kowtow, to bow down to. Yeah, so he's always kowtowing to his boss and flattering him. is the genesis of his genius. I'm not very happy with Genesis. I think it might just work vibes, but it talks about the conception when it first came into being, and maybe his genetics were the genesis of it. So notice, Manny, we normally say the book of Genesis. So it was much better to trust those instincts and test them later, to dismiss them out of eye, out of hand, out of head, out of mind, he said. So Vitali, vibes and Manji have gone for out of hand. This itself is a common idiom, and sheed for mind. Okay, in English we say, so Mojgan, good morning, says hand, and Patricia says mind. Let's see, if something is out of mind, you're not thinking about it. We have this idiom in English, out of sight, out of mind. So, okay, Manny goes for out of hand, Veggie goes for out of mind, Manisco goes for eye, and Sibel goes for mind. Okay, so, and Kerry, hello Kerry, goes for eye as well. Out of hand, says Mojgan. So, the answer to this one is out of hand. If you do something out of hand, you do it without thinking about it. Yeah? Particularly he refused my proposal out of hand. Yeah? Out of sight. Yeah, thank you, Tomek. I just got it. If you do something out of hand, you're not thinking about the consequences. You just do it directly. Thank you, Mojgan. Okay, so particularly to refuse something out of hand, to dismiss something out of hand, it's without thinking about it. Yeah, if something's out of mind, yes, without hesitation and without any due consideration, without any further consideration or thought. Thank you. Exactly. If you refuse something or dismiss something out of hand, you don't even consider it, and that's not a very good thing. I guess something that's out of eye is something that you can't see. Out of head we don't use, and as I said, out of sight, out of mind. If something's out of mind, yeah, it's not something you're thinking about or concentrating on. Yeah, so to do something offhand is a really good really good idiom. Yeah, he replied out of hand and then regretted what he had said. Okay, and the next one. The physicist was by no means alone in this philosophy. Things have got out of hand, Manny. Yeah, to get out of hand, beyond control. The physicist was by no means alone in this philosophy, plan, science, faith. It was also apparently a big part of Coco Chanel's strategy. Fashion is in the air, borne upon the wind. One intuits it, she said. Yes, to decline right away. That's the idea. Okay, so Shivani says philosophy. Fate. I think Quarenta says. So Shivani goes for philosophy. She goes for science. Vibes goes for philosophy, and Patricia for philosophy as well. So let's see. This is talking about gut feelings. It's right just because I feel this is right. I just feel this is the right thing to do. Yeah. So, Sheed, is that a science? I think it's a very unscientific thing. So Veggie's gone for philosophy as well. Yes, this one was quite easy. I think a faith is talking about But it's not a faith. A faith in this case would be a religion, and it's not a plan. It's definitely a philosophy. philosophy. It's a way of thinking, a mindset, something that somebody believes, or a way of working, but a mental way of working. So that's why it's not a science. Yeah, definitely a philosophy. An ethos would do very well. A way of thinking. Definitely, Manji, a philosophy. Well done. Okay, intuit is the verb of intuition. Exactly, Vibes. Well noticed. And Simply Francis, great to have you, and philosophy is right as well. So if you intuit something, you use your intuition to decide about it. And the next one I quite like. So while we're at it, what's the meaning of ineffable? Because I'm sure some of you are going to have difficulty with that. You may recognize the sensation yourself, whether you're looking for a new apartment, considering a possible new job, or judging someone's honesty. You may have an ineffable, foreboding hunch, guess, assumption when something is right or wrong, without being able to articulate the reasons for your judgment. Way of thinking, a mindset, a mental way of working, an ethos. Very good, Simply Francis. So, all of you have gone for hunch. Hunch for Vitali, hunch for Manny, hunch for Manji, for Vibes, for Patricia, for Veggie, for Vibes, and thank you for that. Ineffable, inexpressible, indescribable. Yeah, and a hunch is like this feeling that you get. Yeah, I have a hunch that this is true. A hunch is a very good word for something that you just think is true, a gut feeling. Ineffable, hard to describe, to explain. That's lovely as well. Okay, ineffable is a very good word. It can't be foreboding, because foreboding means you've got this hunch that something bad is going to happen. And if you look, this is followed by when something is right or wrong. An ineffable guess. It's not a guess because you're basing it on some sort of feeling. And assumption, you're not assuming it's true. So a hunch. And also a hunch can be something on your back, yeah, as in the Hunchback of Notre Dame, Patricia. Yeah, so a hunch, or you can hunch down. You could go down on your sitting on your heels, yeah, with your knees. So they were hunched down, to bend over. Yeah, hunch, premonition. Premonition is formal, yes. A hunch. You just feel something is going to happen. Very often you see this in these detective films where the detective just has a hunch that somebody is guilty, and then they have to try to do it. Foreboding is negative. Yes, I've got a foreboding that something bad is going to happen. Gut instinct, exactly, a hunch, gut instinct. And this word, a hunch, is maybe the definition of the of what the article's about. Okay, it can be tempting to view our gut instincts as a kind of mysterious sixth sense, but there's no need to appeal to the weird, invisible, ghostly, paranormal to explain intuition. I think this one's quite easy as well. Yeah, so, yeah, a gut feeling, a hunch, a sixth sense. Gut instinct. Hi, Minati, great to have you. Okay, it's like a sixth sense that something is true. Okay, so we got paranormal for Vitali, Vibes, Shivani, and Manji. It's wonderful to have you all here at a different time of day. And Lukash goes for paranormal. And Manny says invisible. Okay, and Manisco says paranormal. Okay, but Manny, notice if something is invisible, it just means you can't see it. Yeah? So, well, to the invisible. I guess it might work, but it's not a very good one. And she's gone for paranormal as well. Okay, definitely, and Simply Francis as well. Ghostly is talking about ghosts, somebody wearing a white sheet or a spirit. To the weird, maybe, but no. And Patricia's for paranormal as well. So definitely paranormal. Also, paranormal is good because it's a much more general word. It's saying something that we can't explain. Yeah, something that is outside of the normal. And clearly to have a gut feeling that something is right is quite normal. Therefore it's not paranormal, it's not out of the normal. Okay, and let's try another one. In the past 2 decades, psychologists, i.e. supernatural, exactly, that's the idea, Vitali. Yeah. To appeal to, okay, please come and help me do this. So I appeal to your generosity. Yes, you're thinking vibes of this. This chocolate appeals to me. I like it. I appeal to you. I beg you to help me. And that's the idea. So, in the past 2 decades, psychologists and neuroscientists have made enormous steps, footsteps, strides, treks, headways in identifying the source of our gut instincts and their essential role in our lives. You've thought twice about it, haven't you, Vitali? So, Vibes goes for strides, Shivani for steps, Patricia for strides, Manny for steps, Sheed for steps, Lukash for steps, Manji for strides, and Vitali's gone for strides. And Simply Francis for strides as well. To beseech, I love that word. To appeal to, that's a really good synonym, appeal to. And Minati goes for headways. Okay, so I'm going to tell you all something to start with. Steps fits quite well, but there's a better answer, and that's the problem. So steps would fit, but there is certainly a better answer. And we've got to take big stakes. No, not stakes. Take big steps. Okay, so 40 goes for strides, and so does Sibel. Okay, firstly, headways. We can't make headways plural. Headway is uncountable, is to make great progress. And if there was no S here, have made enormous headway, that would fit very nicely. Excuse me. To implore, to beg, to appeal to. Yeah, I appeal to your better nature. Love it. Enormous footsteps, but the footsteps I guess would work as well. It's okay, Manny, don't worry. Yeah, to entreat as well. That's another good one. P. A trek is a long journey, and maybe they've gone a long way to do it, but no. So headway without the S. Yes, Minati. So strides. A stride is a very big step, okay, and therefore steps is okay, but strides just fits so much better. Yeah, to make strides, to beseech, to beg, to plead with, to appeal to. Yeah, and that's where it came from. So notice this, with the verb make, to make strides, to make big strides, to make great strides. What's it that Neil Armstrong's nobody, yeah. I was thinking one step for a man, one great stride for mankind, but he doesn't actually say stride. Okay, so to stride is to take big steps, to walk fast. Yeah. If you to stride is to walk in a fast way. Yeah, steps are smaller, so strides is just a better. Rapid advance, a step forward in progress. Great strides, and that's the idea, Vibes. Very definitely. As I said, headway is uncountable, so we don't really have headways. The headway we've made in these different projects. So, along the way, the research has identified the specific situations in which our intuition is likely to lead us down the right path, and the times that it leads us astray, apart, badly, untruly. Knowledge can help us all to make better decisions. I'm so glad you've all got this, because this is one we saw, I'm pretty sure we saw on Sunday. Great to see you from Poland, Adam. And we've got Astray for Manny, Tomek, Vibes and Manji, particularly in this collocation, to lead astray. Yeah, his friends led him astray. Yeah, to go astray, very definitely. Stray is the verb. Yes, well done Minati as well. Lead us apart. Apart is separate from everyone else. Astray means not going in the right direction. To lead us badly. I guess it fits, but it's very weak. Yes, and astray for 40 as well. And untruly. Phew, no. Yeah, so very definitely to lead astray. A-S-T-R-A-Y. You really need to remember this collocation, to lead astray. It's a very good one for your English. Okay, and oh yes. So we're going to have another one now. One step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Antithesis. But notice, Vibes, you could put stride instead of leap there. Yeah, stride would fit quite well. Thank you for the exact quote. It helps me. Yeah, one step for a man, one giant stride for mankind. Yeah, that's very good. I like the fact you've said it's antithesis as well. Okay, so the mind in the body. The scientific understanding of intuition begins with a laboratory game known as the Iowa gambling task. Participants are presented with 4 hills, mounds, heaps, stacks of cards on a computer screen. Each time they turn a card, they will receive either a monetary reward or a penalty. So what's the normal name for a group of cards? What's the partitive? So let's see. Vibes, Vitali, Tomek, Shivani, Manji, Patricia, Manny very definitely go for stacks. What's the most normal word describing a group of cards? And Adam goes for stack as well. And OPT, Opt Cruiser, and Minati for stacks as well. So a hill. I think the problem with hill, mounds and heaps is they're all irregular. Yeah, whereas a stack, or a pack, a deck of cards or a pack of cards. I love it. We got 2 examples. So well done, Tomek. You're the first one in there with deck. 40 goes for stacks, and a P says a pack of cards, and a deck of cards are in a pack of cards. That's interesting. You can say a deck or a pack. I would say a deck is probably more American, whereas a pack of cards is probably slightly more British. A stack. Notice a stack is regular. Yeah. Well, it is fairly regular, whereas hills, mounds and heaps, these are much more random. So thank you, Simply Francis Kachi. Stacks. A pack of cards or a stack of cards. I love it. Okay, so yeah, that's why stack is definitely the best word. Yeah, because if you stack something, you're putting them one on top of the other. Yeah, a hill of cards, bleh. A mound of cards, bleh. Yeah. So let's see the next one. 2 of the decks tend to offer Iowa. It's a place in the United States. Yeah, it's like I don't know. Bombay or Iowa. No, it's the state of Iowa. It's an American state, nothing other. Okay, so 2 decks of 2 of the decks tend to offer relatively large rewards, but even bigger penalties, meaning that throughout over, under, amongst, concerning many turns, they will lead to a loss. The other two decks provide relatively small rewards, but even smaller penalties, meaning they are the safer option. Yes, a state, exactly. The state of Iowa. So, okay. Meaning that throughout many turns, over many turns, under many turns, amongst many turns, concerning many turns. I think this one's reasonably easy for you. So this says when you... okay, that's brilliant. So over for Shivani, for Vitali, for Minati, for Manji, for Mani, for... okay, that's good. You always learn. If you asked me to name all the states in India, I'd probably be pushed. Okay, so definitely over, and here we're using over to talk about over a period of time. Very good, Mojgan. Over a period of weeks, over a period of months, and P and vibes have also gone for over, and is very definitely the right answer. And 40 as well. That's very good indeed. So let's try one more and then I'm going to have to stop. But over a period of time. Yeah, I've been making videos over a period of 12 years. I think it's almost on its 12th birthday. I'm not sure. VG would know the exact date. Yeah, so over a period of time. And this last one's really quite easy. The participants aren't told which decks are going to be profitable, but after about 40 attempts, many people start forming a hunch, a gut feeling, of which ones will lead to, go to, bring to, form bigger wins. The participant's non-conscious mind, it seems, has started to notice the patterns of the wins and losses, even if they cannot explain the reason that they are making these choices beyond having a gut feeling. Okay, a hand of playing cards. I guess you could, yes, I was dealt a hand, and I wouldn't just say the playing cards. The hand, by definition, vibes says it's playing cards. So I guess you could, but it's probably tautology. So this looks like it was easy. Lead 2 for Vitali, for Shivani, for Mani, for Minati, for P, for Mogjan, April the 18th. Okay, we got 2 weeks, 40. Manji says lead 2, Vibe says lead 2. Yes, absolutely. Sometimes I've noticed students having problems with this idea of lead as in going to, yeah, as in be the reason for. And Adam for lead 2 as well. And Simply Francis as well. That's brilliant. Okay, thank you all for coming. It's been great. With a bit of luck, I will do the same next Tuesday. It might be a little bit earlier than today, but not much. And I'm probably going to continue with this as a feature, but just 30 minutes. So thank you all for coming. It's been brilliant having you. You're a wonderful group. You got almost all of them right, which is brilliant. Toodle pip, take care, and I'll see you